Okay, hello, welcome to Mini-Masterclass Mondays. So happy to have you here this Monday. I always try to start on time, but it never works out that way, but that's okay. Today we're going to be talking about protecting your passion, protecting your intellectual property. And it's one of those things where if you aren't protecting it, it can get lost or someone else can grab it. That's what I'm going through currently right now as far as shared intellectual property. And so some of these things, it just kind of sucks if you are not careful with, who you're doing business with, right? So one of the things, though, I do want to say before I start talking about IP is, if you haven't heard about the Pleasure Me pop-up, Eve and I are doing the Pleasure Me pop-up. It's in West Palm Beach. We're doing it for the month of June. I know, happy Pride Month. But we have some fun educational classes as well as a mini-con and some fun parties and things. So we hope to see you there. If you are going to be around or near Florida, that would be fantastic for you to visit and check it out. So one of the things that I want to make sure that you also know about is to be in the successful program, right? So if you haven't heard of the successful program, check it out. All you have to do is go to successful.biz. That's SEXCESSFUL.biz. If you haven't gotten your free shadow ban survival guide, please make sure you do that. I just had the Meta-Proof Marketing Year class. And for folks who unfortunately got their IP addresses blocked. And so that is also a thing. So you really want to make sure that you are doing the best you can if that is the primary way that you market yourself. So again, please get my free shadow ban survival guide. Check it out. You can go to velvetlips.kit.com/shadow ban guide. Of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to DM me. Please feel free to always send me questions at any time. I'm happy to take those questions. Okay, y'all. So let's talk about IP, right? I love this quote by Erica Hart. I just finished their book. Oh my God, so good. Nasty Work. So good. I finished it on a road trip, I think from Atlanta. I was doing a road trip, a book about covert narcissists on the way there. And on the way back, I got to listen to Erica Hart's Nasty Work. And it was so good. Such a great book. I'm super proud of that book. But anyway, Erica Hart says, "You are the brand. The work you create is your legacy. Safeguard it unapologetically," right? And that is one thing that you have to think about, especially if you are partnering with people, to understand how you are safeguarding that intellectual property, right? Here's the thing. You've poured your soul into your brand, your words, your images, your classes, your creations. They are extensions of you. So when someone copies your work or uses it without credit, it's not just frustrating, it's actually pretty violating. And that's why, protecting your IP is essential, especially in the sex positive adult intimacy brand industries where mainstream protections are often harder to access, right? So whether you're a coach, you're a content creator, a sex educator, a dommepreneur, an erotic artist, whatever it is, your work deserves to be protected. Okay. So let's walk through what intellectual property is, why it matters, and how you can protect your brilliance, right, from being misused or even stolen. Okay. So what counts as intellectual property? IP is more than just ideas, right? It's the tangible creations of your mind that you've expressed or produced, such as your course content, ebooks, workbooks, curriculum, brand names, logos, taglines, slogans, podcasts, videos, and photos, art, music, performance-based work, erotic characters or storylines, website copy, unique frameworks, signature workshop titles, okay? If it's original and you created it, it is intellectual property. Now, the question is, how do you protect it? Okay. So the first thing you want to think about are copyrights. Copyrights are generally your first line of defense. So what it protects is original works of authorship, so text, visuals, any kind of media. And so how to get it, you automatically have a copyright the moment your work is fixed in a tangible format, right? But actually registering with the US Copyright Office makes enforcement way easier in court. Okay, so you can use this for workbooks and course materials, recorded classes, art and erotic writing, website and blog content. And so the pro tip here is you can add a copyright notice to your materials, right? So example, copyright 2026, your business name, all rights reserved, even if you haven't even registered it yet, okay? The second thing you can do is trademarks, okay? Which is basically how you lock down your brand identity. So what it does protect your words, phrases, logos, designs that identify your brand, right? You can get it through, you can claim a common law trademark by using your brand in business, but registering again with the USPTO, the trademark office, gives you national protection. Okay, so you can use this for your business name. You can do this for podcast or program titles. You can do this for logos or slogans. You can do branded catchphrases, right? And so the pro tip here is before choosing a name, search the USPTO database and domain and social handles to make sure it's not already taken, right? It'll save you legal stress later. And then next is contracts, right? Your best legal friend. So contracts protect your content before the issues arise. So you can use them for collaborators, clarify who owns what, contractors, especially designers, photographers, editors, clients, right? You could set terms around use and redistribution. You can make sure to include IP ownership clause, non-disclosure or confidentiality clauses, and even licensing terms if you allow to someone to reuse your IP, right? I have a couple of licenses out for people who, want my workshops and classes, right, for their business. And then, of course, monitor and enforce your rights. So enforce your rights. So you can't protect what you're not watching. So regularly, you got to do some reverse image searches, your graphics, photos, Google your unique program names or phrases, use any kind of plagiarism, checking tools for your content, set up Google alerts for your brand. If you find a copycat, you can start with a cease and desist letter and escalate to an attorney if needed, right? Keep receipts and the screenshots, okay? Cannot enforce this enough. I had someone try to be me on the internet. Had to do some catfishing, right? But unfortunately, I didn't get the screenshots, so therefore they couldn't take their posts down. But again, keep receipts and screenshots. You don't want somebody pretending to be you, or you're using your intellectual property, okay? The bonus here is really protecting yourself in our industry, right? So you're not just protecting your brand, you're often protecting your body of work, your erotic labor, your legacy in a space that already faces stigma. That makes the work even more critical. So you can use pseudonyms or LLCs to separate legal identity from your personal. You can work with sex positive lawyers who understand your niche. You can consider Creative Commons licenses if you want to share, but with limits. So again, if you want to think about exploring this even more, I go into a deeper dive in one of my workshops called Secure the Bag, Safeguard the Brand, Protecting Your IP. So please check that out. You can find it on the website under marlarenestewart.com/learn. And you can purchase it anytime there. So if you really want to know about IP, please make sure you check that out. And whether you're just starting out or you're scaling big, it's time to put your legal armor on, okay? So if you worked hard to create it, you deserve to keep control of it. So protecting your IP is about more than legal rights. It's about honoring your work, your boundaries, and your business. So cheers to your professional success, okay? I hope you all got a lot out of this today. Again, get that copyright, get those trademarks, get those things, protect your IP, because you never know what could happen in this crazy, crazy world and what people will do to sabotage you. So with that said, thank you all so much for viewing, and I hope you have a wonderful and amazing rest of your Monday. Have a good one.